just in the way of an announcement, many of our members are in other hearings. We've had this issue all day today because we're trying to get all the bills out. I think by next week, out of our house. So everything is in a crunch. We will be starting this hearing just as soon as we can. Thank you.
Senator Liu is going to present ahead of me, right? So we'll just be right outside here. Thank you. Yeah.
Welcome. In the interest of time, and because I respect your time, I'd like to get started as a subcommittee. And I just say welcome to the Assembly Committee on Aging and Long-Term Care. My name is Cheryl Brown, and I am the chair of this committee. You know, I'm really excited because I want to introduce you to a new consultant that we have. His name is Barry Brewer. He's been working in the business and in the building for 22 years. He worked for Assemblymember Chesbrough, Assemblymember Dimely, I'm sure some of you remember Dimely, Deputy Director of Legislation at EDD. He worked for the Senate Pro Tem Lockyer and John Burton, and most recently was in the Speaker's Office of Research and Floor Analysis. And Mr. Brewer, thank you so much. You'll find that he's a joy to work with. He has experience in aging issues, and I'm happy to say that he has a connection to the Inland Empire from where I come. So thank you again for being here, and thank you for accepting the challenge. Today we have with us our Vice Chair, Mr. Hadley, and a member, Patty Lopez. Thank you for being here, and we will be joined by others as committees let out. So, Ms. Liu, would you like to start with the subcommittee?
Absolutely.
Should I talk about this? Okay. Okay, you want to put that down?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Today, both of us are going to present AB
Right.
547, and it's to implement some recommendations from the Senate.
Just before you get started, we just had another member that walked in, and we would like to do the quorum.
Sure.
Okay? Call quorum. Yes, I'm sorry.
Brown,
Here?
Hadley,
Here.
Dolly, Gibson, Gray, Levine, Lopez.
Okay, we have a quorum now, and
Great. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Both of us are going to present on SB 547, which is a bill implemented to implement some of the recommendations that came out of my Select Committee, Senate Select Committee on Aging and Long-Term Care's final report, A Shattered System Reforming Long-Term Care in California. SB 547 charges the Secretary of Health and Human Services Agency with the responsibility for coordinating aging and long-term care policies and programs within the agency and across all state agencies and departments with relevant jurisdictions. Representatives of these agencies and departments would sit on an Aging and Long-Term Care Council, Services Coordinating Council, chaired by the Secretary. And the Council would develop a statewide long-term care plan to be the blueprint for meeting the needs of California's aging population while maximizing the use of limited resources. I was disappointed to receive the Health and Human Services Agency's letter of opposition. The letter points to reorganization, new programs, existing advisory committees, and various reports as a reason to oppose this bill. My response is, and yet the state has no cohesive aging and long-term care policy. And the chart that I provided all of you, this chart, illustrates a point. We have 112 programs administered by 20 different agencies, offices, and departments. There's little communication or coordination among them, and our aging population and their caregivers have a very difficult time navigating the system. So the Select Committee report identified two things that left this aging and long-term care system in disarray: no leadership and no accountability. So SB 547 mobilizes the expertise and resources we have to problem solve these challenges through a better interagency communication and coordination. We'd like to think that this level of interaction occurs naturally, but we know it doesn't. So I've patterned SB 547 really after the climate action team created by the governor's executive order in 2006. That combined actions of the CAT, as it is known, and subsequent legislations have made California an international leader in combating climate change. We can be the leader in aging and long-term care. Members, almost 20% of our population will be 65 years or older by 2030. 70% of that population will require some form of long-term care services and supports. Most are not prepared. Without a coordinated effort to meet their needs, many will spend down their assets in order to qualify for Medi-Cal. Many others will suffer without the care they need. The human and financial benefits by creating a cohesive aging and long-term care system for California will far outweigh any cost. So I ask for your support in this bill.
Thank you very much. I am going to hand the mic over so that I can come and help present this bill.
I've got my Please proceed, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And thank you, Ms. Liu, Senator Liu. There are currently 112 programs for seniors spread over 20 agencies, as was said earlier. And without this coordination and without communication, this fragmented, broken system is so difficult to navigate. It's difficult for seniors, it's difficult for caregivers, and it's difficult for providers who use them. This fragmentation is particularly troubling, given that the silver tsunami is coming, and each wave of seniors will be older, sicker, poorer. 1/3 will live alone and are more likely to be divorced or never married. The increase in senior population, some of whom are among our most frail and vulnerable adults, will cost our state an additional millions of dollars in resources, and so it'll probably cost more than expanding these services to serve them. Developing a strategic plan to address how California will meet the needs of the aging population is fiscally responsible. Not only can we prevent this future financial catastrophe, but we will save the state money by ensuring that our 112 state programs for seniors are delivering services in the most cost-effective way. And by planning ahead, we can save billions of dollars in health care costs and help alleviate the financial burden of caregivers. The need for seniors is great and will become greater. The work ahead does not require more state programs or additional bureaucracy. It requires vision, it requires strategy, and it requires leadership. And I thank Senator Liu for allowing me to be the principal co-author on this bill. And I'm hoping that, number one, we'll pass it, but that the Senate, the Assembly now will pass it, and that the governor will ultimately sign it into law. And anyone who wants to see the programs, Ms. Liu put together this wonderful chart. And if you can see it, you'll see that how many colors are there. Those are the departments. Anyone who says that we don't need to fix this mess, I wonder about. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have witnesses you'd like to speak in support of the bill?
Okay. Yeah, there's witnesses. I think you have witnesses.
Madam Chair and members, I'm Carol Sewell from the California Commission on Aging. We would like to thank Senator Liu for her extensive effort researching the issues of aging and long-term services and supports in our state through her select committee work. The committee was very inclusive. It brought together a number of stakeholders. There were numerous personal interviews with experts in various subject areas. The ultimate outcome was the identification of this enormous need, that there is ongoing fragmentation, that there is no coordination. We appreciate Secretary Dooley's letter and the efforts that Health and Human Service Agency have made, but that is an agency that has a multitude of issues to address. Huge child welfare programs, huge family programs, and that makes it impossible to really look at the issues addressing aging that are spread across social services, public health, the Department of Aging, alcohol and beverage control, Veterans Affairs. I can't even begin to find them all, but there are many, many. There's an older adult driver ombudsman at DMV. All of these issues are relevant to our aging population and come into play when we're trying to look at the future of our state. So we urge you to support, please. Thank you.
Yes, Darrell Kelch with the California Association of Area Agencies on Aging. This has been an issue that we have tried to deal with and resolve for a number of years. I would also like to refer to the letter from Secretary Dooley. You know, in her letter she says, you know, one of the reasons why she indicated that she would not support this council is because many of the programs are not under their purview. And I'm thinking, that's exactly why we're here. You know, it's somehow that just got totally lost. The other reason that we really need this bill is because we need someone to step up and take the leadership. And it has to, you know, at this point, I think it has to be somebody in the administration. And so we are very supportive of SB 547 and would urge your yes vote. Thank you.
Are you back?
I think I'm back, right? I was looking towards him. Anyone else wanting to speak?
Madam Chair, the members, Paul Yoder on behalf of the Solano County Board of Supervisors, very grateful to the author, the co-author for getting out in front of this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Carol D'Elia. I'm the Executive Director of the Little Hoover Commission. Strong support of SB 547.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members. Sarah Linder on behalf of the National Association of Social Workers, California chapter, in strong support.
Seeing no others in support, anyone in opposition? Okay, well, we'll bring it back to the desk. Are there any comments from members? Yes.
Just have one question, Senator, about whether you have had any meaningful conversations with the governor's office or the executive branch other than the letter from Secretary Dooley, and what our prospects are for advancing this agenda.
I have not had any direct contact. My staff and other folks have tried to lobby for the reorganization of this particular topic, and I don't know what the outcome would be, but we're going to give it a good try. And I would hope that we have been pretty successful with this select committee recommendations. I mean, there were over 39 bills introduced into law last year, and 13 bills of those bills were signed. And so we hope to start this kind of snowball effect into all these recommendations that came out of the Select Committee, and hope that people will pick them up and carry them forward as we move forward, because the problem is not going to go away.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak? Ms. Lopez? She looked like she wanted to.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I always tell people 1,000 people a day are turning 65 in the state of California. And that will happen for the next 12 and a half years now. It was started out at 14, now 12 and a half years. So it's really important that we get systems in place and stop working in silos so that we can be successful in this area of aging. I thank you so much for bringing this forward, and I'm ready to entertain a motion. Huh?
Second.
Okay, thank you. The bill's been moved by Patty Lopez, second by Mr. Hadley. Please call the roll.
Brown.
Aye.
Brown, aye. Hadley.
Aye.
Hadley, aye. Dolly.
Aye.
Sorry. Dolly, aye. Gibson. Gray. Levine. Levine, aye. Lopez. Aye. Lopez. Aye. Lopez, aye. Thank you.
Okay, we'll hold the roll open for the members that will be coming, and they'll be adding on. Okay, Ms. Liu, do you want to present your next bill?
I do, and it's SB 1384. This talks about long-term care.
Can you pull that mic a little bit closer?
Okay.
Yeah, because as they open the door, we can't hear your
right.
soft voice.
Okay. I hope you can hear me now.
Better. Much better.
Much better. Okay. Well, members, Madam, as we just discussed, in 2030, people 65 years old and over will comprise 20% of California's population, and 70% of those are likely to require some form of long-term care services. But research shows 67% of seniors underestimate their future needs. Some believe Medicare will cover the in-home care services they might need. It will not. Long-term care insurance, the LTCI, is one way people can protect their assets from being exhausted by long-term care expenses. But with increases in longevity, LTCI premiums have become unaffordable for most middle-income customers. The Long-Term Care Partnership Program is a joint federal-state initiative intended to expand middle-class consumers' access to private long-term care insurance. Purchasing a partnership-qualified long-term care insurance policy provides dollar-for-dollar asset disregard or spend-down protection for eligibility and estate recovery purposes. California created the Long-Term Care Partnership in accordance with federal law to help fill the LTCI gap. But by all accounts, this program is failing. Partnership standards are outdated, and policies have become too expensive for the consumers they were targeted to assist. Sales of regular individual LTCI and partnership policies have declined nationally, but California has been the hardest hit. In 2004, consumers purchased over 8,400 policies. Partnership policies in 2014, that number dropped to just over 600. SB 1384 addresses major concerns with the California partnership that I hear repeatedly from LTC stakeholders and insurance policy providers. The product design requirements are not flexible enough to meet consumer needs, and these requirements make the policies too expensive. As amended, SB 1384 does three things. One, it provides lower-cost LTCI options to be developed, such as factor lower the 5%, and the consumer to be informed of various policy options and their comparable benefits and cost. Two, it enables the development of policies that cover in-home care only. And three, provides that electronic and other devices for monitoring health and safety of the insured be covered by in-home care only policies. This is particularly important for insured suffering from severe cognitive impairments. This is a very difficult issue, members. And SB 1384 has been a work in progress engaging insurers, agents, consumers, advocates, and the state departments affected. But we know long-term care insurance alone cannot solve the challenges our aging residents face. And SB 1384 continues the discussion by reestablishing an executive and legislative task force to advise on implementing a partnership reform and to explore other means of assisting consumers to pay for long-term care services. And I ask for your support on this bill.
Thank you. Are there any others in support of this bill?
Carol Sewell from the California Commission on Aging. Long-term care insurance is an enormous issue. We need a way to address it. We need some way to review the system and find a way to make it available to a wider array of constituents. So we are in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Any others to speak in support? Opposition? Anyone to speak in opposition of this bill? Well, I want to say, before I turn it back over, that I started talking about long-term care insurance years ago when I got my long-term care insurance. It's something that, since we're living longer, many of the insurers have left California because we are very much a healthy population if we take care of ourselves. So I only know of one insurance company who has long-term care, and I think that's New York Life Insurance. It's still in the market here. And I want people to know that if young people start early, they can get it for down to $30 a month for long-term care insurance. And I think that's probably the answer, but for those that are past that now, this bill fits the bill. So I would ask the secretary to call the roll. It's been, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Anyone else wanting to speak?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will be supporting the bill today. I appreciate the work you're doing on this. I do think it's worth spending a minute just on the magnitude of the challenge. As the chairwoman said, if we sold 600 policies in or as you said, if we sold 600 policies in 2014, that is less than 1 day's worth of the silver tsunami that the chair so often speaks of. To a significant degree, this is not an insurable risk. Insurance is about spreading risk across a population, And when we're speaking of a subject where 70% or more of the population is likely to need long-term care, there's just not that many people who will never need it to share that risk among. This is more a need for saving than a need for insurance. But the moves that this makes to allow for lower cost policies, to allow people who are prepared to invest in insurance as a form of savings, to help them get into the market for this insurance, I think is a good move. And so I applaud your efforts and I support the bill. But I don't think we should kid ourselves. We need to find ways to lower the cost of care for our seniors, whether that's better transportation to keep them in their homes, or reducing some of the mandates that we impose here, well-intentioned mandates that increase the cost of these residential care efforts. And we need to start saving earlier, as the chair said. So thank you for bringing it forward.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. Would you please call the roll?
Brown.
Aye.
Brown, aye. Headley.
Aye.
Headley, aye. Dolly.
Aye.
Dolly, aye. Gibson. Gray. Levine. Levine, aye. Lopez. Aye. Lopez, aye.
Thank you. And we'll leave the roll open for members that'll be coming in.
Thank you. Thank you very much, members.
Thank you. The next agenda item, our last, no, not our last, but our next agenda item is SB 648. Mr. Mendoza, please come forward.